Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 cheesiest one-hit wonders of the 1980s. For this list, we're looking at extremely corny and melodramatic hit songs released in the 80s that marked the peak of the band or artist's career. Just for the record, we're not saying these songs are bad. In fact, it is their simplicity and overproduction that have made us fall in love with them. Which of these cheesy one-hit wonders do you still listen to today? Let us know in the comments. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below. Number 20, I Want Candy, Bow Wow Wow. Almost 2 decades after the faux Australian band The Strangeloves earned a top 20 hit with I Want Candy, it reappeared on the charts sounding catchier, spunkier, and a whole lot sweeter. This 1982 cover by English New Wavers Bow Wow Wow combined the classic Bo Diddley beat from the original song with a fusion of African and Latin-inspired rhythms.
I know a guy who's tough but sweet. He's so fine he can be beat.
Fronted by a then-teenage Annabella Lewin, Bow Wow Wow attained immense success across Europe, mostly on the back of this song. While it only peaked at a moderate 62 in the US, the music video received heavy rotation on MTV and was a staple on alternative radio stations.
I want candy. I want candy.
Number 19, 867-5309, Jenny, Tommy Two-Tone. On behalf of Tommy Two-Tone, we would like to apologize if you were unlucky enough to have the same combination of numbers as this song's title. Although they had grazed the top 40 1 year earlier with Angel Say No, it was Jenny that gave Tommy Two-Tone the biggest hit of their career.
Jenny, Jenny, who can I turn to?
The song details the struggles of a man who finds a girl's number scribbled on a wall, but lacks the courage to actually dial it. It's nearly impossible not to sing along to this tune. Its catchy chord progression and incredibly corny chorus will have you belting out the lyrics faster than you can take out your phone and actually dial the number. Number 18, The Future's So Bright I Gotta Wear Shades, Timbuk 3. Timbuk 3 was an alternative rock band formed by husband and wife Pat and Barbara K. McDonald. Inspired by a comment made by Barbara about their potential success as a couple and as musicians, Pat penned this song about the prospects of a young nuclear scientist in the thick of the Cold War.
I got a crazy teacher, he wears dark glasses. Things are going great, and they're only getting better.
The tongue-in-cheek chorus led people to misinterpret the song's grim message as an optimistic outlook on the future. For that reason, it was heavily adopted as a graduation anthem. Sadly, the future wasn't so bright for Timbuk 3, as this was their only song to chart on the Billboard Hot 100, and their subsequent albums generated little to no buzz.
I'm doing alright, getting good grades. The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades.
Number 17, Bette Davis Eyes, Kim Carnes. The eyes, they say, are the nipples of the face. And in the case of Bette Davis, that saying couldn't have been truer.
Her hair is hollow gold. Her lips sweet surprise.
Originally co-written and recorded by Jackie DeShannon for her 1975 album New Arrangement, the song was breathed new life by Californian singer-songwriter Kim Carnes. This rock-heavy version took the original Boogie Woogie Blues track and flipped it on its head, with riveting jazz-influenced guitars and keyboards, hand claps, and Carnes' raw, raspy vocals.
And she'll tease you, she'll unease you. All the better just to please you.
The song became a huge hit, peaking at number 1 in 21 countries, and being named the biggest Billboard hit of 1981. It picked up the Grammys for Song and Record of the Year, giving Carnes the biggest hit of her career.
She's got Bette Davis eyes.
Number 16, Too Shy, Kajagoogoo. The early 80s brought with it a steady flow of British acts into the American music scene, largely through the music channel MTV. Some of these acts, like Duran Duran, were long-lasting, while others, such as Kajagoogoo, pretty much faded away after one huge hit. For Kajagoogoo, that hit came in the form of Too Shy, a quintessential 80s rock tune, complete with a killer bass intro, synth-heavy beats, and a dazzling music video. The song was an instant chart topper in Kajagoogoo's native UK, and eventually rose to the top 5 in the US, primarily through non-stop airplay on MTV. The band had further hits in the UK, but never achieved quite the same level of success again across the pond.
Hush, hush, I do shy, shy, hush, hush, I do
Number 15, I Melt With You, Modern English. As the threat of nuclear war heightened in the 80s, several musicians wrote songs that either directly addressed the Cold War era or were influenced by it.
Moving forward, using all my breath.
One notable example was this new wave classic by the British band Modern English. A textbook case of a radically misunderstood song, I Melt With You sounds like a beautiful love song about a couple wanting to stop the world just to be with each other.
I'll stop the world and melt with you.
But the lyrics are more literal than metaphorical, as the songwriters intended to portray a couple melting together in the aftermath of an atomic bomb. Although it never broke into the top 40 in the US, it received heavy rotation on MTV and quickly became a favorite in dance clubs.
You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time.
Number 14, Tarzan Boy, Baltimora. Ever feel bogged down by the hustle and bustle of today's fast-paced society? Want to just leave everything behind for a carefree life away from the city lights? Then this is your anthem. The debut single by the short-lived Italian band Baltimora, Tarzan Boy employs a simple electronic melody, featuring Tarzan's famous feral cry as its chorus. Its simplistic structure and mindless lyrics helped the song become an international hit, topping the charts in 5 countries and reaching the top 20 in several others. After their second album received very little chart recognition, the band was dropped by their label and disbanded soon after. Number 13, I Know What Boys Like, The Waitresses. The things that make this song cringy are the exact same things that make it instantly memorable.
I know what boys like, I know what guys want.
From Patty Donahue's deadpan singing to the mind-numbing lyrics and repetitive interlude, the track is structured to crawl its way into your head and remain there. The song's original version was released in 1980 by Chris Butler to moderate club success, but it had very little impact otherwise. After forming the Waitresses with Donahue as lead vocalist, Butler re-recorded the song. Releasing it as a single from the band's debut album Wasn't Tomorrow Wonderful.
I know what boys like me.
This version took off pretty quickly, becoming the band's only hit song and one of the earliest new wave hits that helped the genre push its way into the mainstream.
You can trust me, I really want to. You can trust me.
Number 12, The Safety Dance, Men Without Hats. For a song released in the early 80s, whose music video featured heavy nuclear imagery, it's easy to see why it was initially misunderstood as an anti-nuclear protest song.
We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. 'Cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine.
While the track is admittedly anti-establishment, it was instead inspired by Men Without Hats lead singer Ivan Dorshuk's experience getting bounced out of a club for pogoing on the dance floor. Dorshuk's enchanting baritone is layered over the song's heavy synthesizers, creating a catchy and remarkable vehicle for their message of nonconformity and freedom of expression.
Safe to dance. Oh, it's safe to dance. Yes, safe to dance.
Initially released in Canada, the tune became much more successful when it was released months later in the US, peaking at number 3 on the Hot 100. Number 11, Pac-Man Fever, Buckner and Garcia. Although this wasn't the first chart entry for the novelty duo Buckner and Garcia, it was their biggest hit, and the song they're best known for to date.
I got a pocket full of quarters and I'm headed to the arcade.
The origins of the song are pretty simple. While working as TV jingle writers, they got hung up on a Pac-Man machine they saw at a diner and decided to write a song about it. Take the novelty genre, add video game references and hastily written lyrics, and you get Pac-Man Fever in all its cheesy glory.
I got Pac-Man fever, it's driving me crazy.
Buckner and Garcia were slightly ahead of the Pac-Man craze, releasing their song just as the game became a cultural phenomenon, which helped the tune soar to number 9 on the Hot 100. Number 10, Maniac, Michael Sembello. The 1983 movie Flashdance, a perennial guilty pleasure, received such negative reviews upon release that the legendary film critic Roger Ebert included it in his list of most hated films. Still, it became the third highest-grossing film of that year in the US, largely due to the free publicity it got from Maniac. Co-written by Michael Sembello and Dennis McCuskey for Sembello's debut album, the song was inspired by a serial killer, but it was largely rewritten to fit the narrative of Flashdance. The final product was a fluffier, high-energy song about a girl hell-bent on achieving her dreams of becoming a dancer. It climbed right to the very top of the charts and inspired the use of music videos in movie marketing. Number 9, Puttin' on the Ritz, Taco.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where Harlem sits? Putting on the Ritz.
This song was originally written by the great composer Irving Berlin and was used in the 1930 film of the same name. It saw a huge resurgence in popularity in the early 80s when a distinctive-looking Indonesian Dutch musician named Taco put a radical synth-pop spin on it. Taco's version of the song became an unlikely hit due to the constant rotation its music video received on MTV.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz.
Audiences were drawn to the tune for its offbeat rhyming sequences, coupled with Taco's lavish costumes and captivating tap dance sequence from the music video. The track made Taco the ultimate one-hit wonder, as no one had ever heard of him before its release, and he pretty much faded into obscurity after it fell off.
Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz.
Number 8, She Blinded Me with Science, Thomas Dolby. It was a pretty common occurrence in the 80s for a music video to be the sole vehicle driving a song to popularity. That was the case for She Blinded Me with Science. Equal parts funky, kooky, and scientific, this synth-pop jam was written after the concept for the music video had already been fully planned out. While that may have come at the expense of the quality of the song's lyrics, the lead single from Thomas Dolby's debut album was an immense success, peaking at number 5 on the Hot 100. Although he's now viewed as a one-hit wonder, Dolby has gone on to found his own software company and has done extensive work as a producer and session musician. Number 7, Funky Town, Lip Sync. At the turn of the 80s, disco music was dying a slow, painful death, and new wave had risen to usher in the new decade. While most other disco artists struggled to remain relevant, Lip Sync soared to popularity on the back of their 1980 smash disco hit Funky Town. On the song, the band employs simplistic hooks and choruses over a perfect blend of disco, new wave, and old R&B influences to create a funky, enduring classic. There was nary a dance floor the world over that didn't have this tune blaring from their speakers. It peaked at number 1 in over 10 countries, including the US and Canada, and saw a resurgence 6 years later with a cover by Pseudo Echo.
Won't you take me to a funky town? Won't you take me to a funky town?
Number 6, You Spin Me Round Like a Record, Dead or Alive. Before they went on to make hits for acts like Kylie Minogue and Rick Astley, the English production trio Stock Aitken Waterman got their first charting single with Dead or Alive's You Spin Me Round.
I get to know your name.
The group's frontman Pete Burns put his own spin on Luther Vandross's I Wanted Your Love and Little Nell's See You Round Like a Record to create what would become their only #1 hit in the UK. Even though they later sent a single to the top 20, it is this song with its shimmery synths, heavy pulsating beats, and Burns' ferocious vocals that the band became most associated with. You can only take so much of the chorus before you start getting dizzy. Number 5, 99 Luftballons, Nina. Recorded entirely in German, 99 Luftballons started gaining traction in America after a radio DJ put it on the spin.
Hast du etwas Zeit für mich? Singe ich ein Lied für dich von.
Even with lyrics in a different language, English-speaking audiences still connected to the raw vocals and ominous feel of the song. Written at a turbulent time in Germany, the track imagined 99 balloons flying over the Berlin Wall and getting mistaken for enemy missiles.
99 Luftballons, ihren Weg zum Horizont.
Due to its huge success, Nina did record an English version that pretty much watered down the song's message and wasn't nearly as successful as the original. It reached #1 in multiple countries and #2 in the US. But just like those 99 balloons, Nina soon flew away and was never heard from again.
99 Jahre Krieg ließen keinen Platz für Sieger.
Number 4, Come On Eileen, Dexy's Midnight Runners and the Emerald Express. For a time like the 80s, it was quite unusual for a song without any synthesizers to become a hit. But somehow, Dexy's Midnight Runners managed to achieve that. Their first single ever released in the US, Come On Eileen used organic sounds like the banjo, accordion, fiddle, and saxophone to tell the story of two teenagers maturing out of their crushing hometown. The song hit #1 on the Hot 100 and was so huge it knocked Michael Jackson's Billie Jean off the top spot. Like many other acts from the second British invasion, the track's popularity was helped by its music video, which, unlike most others from the 80s, had a gritty hillbilly vibe to it.
Come on, Eileen. Oh, I swear, at this moment, you mean everything.
Number 3, I Just Died in Your Arms, Cutting Crew. Lead singer Nick Van Eede was inspired to write this song while having an affair with a former girlfriend. Apparently, the French phrase La Petite Mort, which means the little death, is used as a metaphor.
Must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight.
The song lives up to its source material by being utterly passionate and having verses that slowly build up to an explosive chorus. The lead single off their debut album, the track shot to #1 after being released in the US, paving the way for a potentially successful career for the previously unknown band.
I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said.
That potential would go on to die right in their arms, as the band struggled to find much success after their first album. Number 2, It's Raining Men, The Weather Girls. It's a bird. Nope. It's a plane. Nope. It's Raining Men. Released as the lead single from the Weather Girls' third studio album, this camp post-disco song was novelty in every sense of the word.
For the first time in history, it's gonna start raining men.
Not only did it objectify men in a way that had never been heard before, it also brought two women who looked nothing like the popular female singers of the time to the pop mainstream. With its countless weather-related puns, up-tempo beats, and thumping bass line, the song was rejected by multiple artists before it was recorded by the Weather Girls. It topped the charts in the US, went to #2 in the UK, and was widely embraced as a gay anthem. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Mickey, Tony Basil. The cheerleading anthem of all cheerleading anthems, Mickey pom-pommed its way from a British pop song originally called Kitty to the number 1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100. It is a quintessential cheesy 80s tune, with its annoyingly repetitive yet irresistibly catchy chorus, suggestive lyrics, and an instantly recognizable music video. For the lattermost, Basil's heavily synchronized choreography made her the first artist to direct, produce, and choreograph her own music video. Quite a feat for her debut album. The clip contributed significantly to the song's success in the UK, and later with the advent of MTV, in the US too. An already established dancer and choreographer, Basil emerged, blew our minds, and soon backflipped her way right back out. Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.